なりました。マウントレディと申します。以後お見知り。私、2車線以上じゃなきゃ無
理。もう大丈夫だファミリー。おお、マウントレディじゃねえか。
青のり抜きで
一つで500円だぜ。
え、今持ち合わせがなくって。ありがとう。
プライドないのか。
なんか全国からプロヒーロー呼んだらしいですね、今年は。
路線の障害物競争だろ。
あれ心苦しいですよね。
貴様。
ああ、騎馬戦がそうですね。まさに自分の勝利がチームメイトの勝利になっちゃうもん。相性やら他人の個性やら持ちつ持たれつ。ヒーロー活動はね、暇な時間をいかにしてやり過ごすかが重要なのよ。
今年デビューしたばかりのルーキーヒーローマウントレディさんと、
個性の性質上衣服が活動の妨げになってしまう、そういった方は多いのです。セクシーさが必要かどうかではなく、
ぶっちゃけ趣味ですよね。いい年して
若さしか取り柄ないですってアピールかしら。若くないのに。
上が攻めすぎてると私ら若輩者はお手上げっていうかなんか。
生徒の一人が仕掛けた発信機ではアジトは複数存在すると考えられる。
トラさんもいますわ。これ本当に生きてんの？こんな楽な仕事でいいんですかね、ジーニストさん。オールマイトの方行くべきだったんじゃないですかね。
難易度と重要性は切り離して考えろ、新人。
By the way, the anime name is called My Hero Academia. As you can see, this is season 1, episode 1, the first episode of the anime. Yes, I'm talking to you right now because I already watched the first episode, and I'm going to give you my own review about the first episode. Yes, because you guys you are not interested in the reaction, so I have to watch it and later to say like, you know what, in this episode it was A, B, C, D, and that's how it works. So, as you can see, first I'd like to say in the first episode we are being introduced by this famous character who's called Giantess Mount Lady, who's a giantess character, and also she can transform into a giantess and fight crimes, and then she can shrink down into a normal person, which is so cool. And also we have this kid who is being bullied. This is our main character who has been bullied, and I don't know we're gonna see in the other episode if he's going to be a superhero, but I'm hoping that is what I'm expecting. Another character is, I don't know the name, but also he looked like Captain American version, who is blonde hair and also had this white t-shirt and also this green combat trousers, which is so cool. Yes, and we have been introduced with these weird villains who tend to be like dinosaur men, who had this head like dinosaurs and also had this body like a human. And also we were introduced with this character who tend to look like green smoke, which is crazy, coming out from the sewers. Yes, that's kind of crazy, but yes, I'm going to give you my own review because I already watched this the first episode and I was so shocked and also mind blown because the first episode of the anime, which is actually amazing. So as you can see, so when I was watching the first episode, I saw like, okay, so the first episode start with this kid who is being bullied by these two friends. As you can see, in this universe we have different characters who have different features. As you can see, when I say Giantess Mount Lady, she's a character who can become giantess, and also she can shrink down, but also she has horns. So as you can see, in this series, we have different characters who tend to have different features. As you can see, it's like when you're watching One Piece anime, you are expecting to see characters with wings, with feathers in their head, with characters with fish scales in their head, or like tail and stuff. So this is the same in this anime, which is actually cool. So this kid was being bullied by these two kids who one of them had like these devil's wings which were red in color, which is crazy. Yes, it's crazy and insane, but who am I to judge? Yeah, it's an anime, so it's an anime show, so you need to expect things like this. So this kid is being bullied by these two kids, and then they beat his ass. Yes, they beat his ass. And then we've been shown like after a few years, this kid was going to school in the middle of the street. This villain came out, like this villain who tend to have a head of a dinosaur, which is crazy, tend to cause chaos in the middle of the street. And when people were like surrounding, like there were like gatherings just to look up, to watch the villain tend to do his villain shit, superheroes tend to come up. So when I was watching, I saw this superhero who tend to look like Groot. Do you know Groot? If you haven't watched like the Guardian of the Galaxy, you won't understand who Groot is. But I'm going to show you the picture if my editor will show you. So yeah. So we are introduced with this character who is a hero, but also he has like tree powers. Who tend to like he can summon trees from his hands, and most of these appearance look like a tree, which is crazy. And after a few seconds, when the tree man was trying to fight the dinosaur man, which is cool, we were introduced with his famous character, giantess mount lady, who tend to kicks the dinosaur man ass, and then everything was cool. Yes, yes, everything was cool. As you can see now, when and now we've been shown like the kid used to have this book. This book had different superheroes that he loved. As you can see, so he was a big fan of this superhero who tend to look like Captain America that I said in the character that was introduced. So yeah. So as you can see, we see that this kid saw people, or maybe superhero, defeating a villain in the middle of the street, and everybody was like, "Dang, I want to, I want to be a superhero." So as you can see, the kid had inspiration to become a superhero. That's why you can see he had this like book which has like his favorite superheroes, and maybe wanted to be superhero in the future, which is crazy because I don't know in the future if we are going to get a superhero out of this guy, out of this kid who was being bullied in this anime. If we're gonna get that, that'll be so cool because just imagine from starting from just being a boy who's being bullied by his friends and also being bullied in school by his classmate, and then he is introduced to these superheroes who are kicking ass in the middle of the street, tend to defeating different villains. And how can you expect this kid to be normal? This kid will start to be inspired to become a superhero. So this is what I'm saying, like I'm expecting in the later episodes. I don't know, but maybe. So one of the things which was so scary and which was so cool, and I was so shocked when I was watching it, is when the kid was going home after going back to school. So when the kid was going home, in like a tunnel, like a road which had a tunnel, and it had like this like a sewer sink, the flame came out, not the flame, like the fumes, the green fumes, a villain came out and then started to choke this kid. I'm gonna show it on the screen. As you can see, this kid was being choked by this green fume villain, which later was defeated by Mr. Captain America. I'm gonna call Mr. Captain America because he looked like Captain America, so I'm going to say that because this dude is jacked and also he's wearing a white t-shirt and also a green combat trouser, which is so cool with these weird cool boots. Which yes, and you can see in his pocket he had like this, I don't know, Coca-Cola or something. I don't know, maybe drinks, but that's what's cool. So yes, as you can see now, this villain was defeated by this Captain America in the tunnel, which was so cool because he tend to choke this kid like, hey, in your book you have these different superheroes, and these superheroes are trash. So you know what? I'm going to put fumes in you so that you can die. This is crazy. How can a villain just be so evil and deciding like just because you like a certain superhero who kicked my ass, so I'm going to cause you pain just because you love the superhero who kicked my ass, which is actually crazy. Which is crazy. And that's what's insane, by the way. So, the Captain America saved the kid from this green fume villain, which is crazy. And then they start talking. And you know what? This is the favorite part. Guys, if you one day meet your hero, please don't be awkward and try to be close to him. You never know. She may take under you. He may take you under his wing, and you can now be like so close. As you can see, this kid, when he meet his hero, first, you know what he did? He grabbed his foot like, hey, you know what? This is my only chance. This is a golden chance, and I'm meeting my hero who I've been drawing in my diary for a lot of years. So guess what? I'm gonna grab you one of your leg to go with you everywhere you go because I want to be a superhero like you. So if I do that, maybe in the future you may take me under your wing and teach me how to become a superhero. That was cool because the kid just grabbed one of the feet of this Captain American guy, and then the guy just flied. So the kid was flying in the middle of the air while like grabbing the superhero's feet. Like you're not going in, I'm going everywhere you're going, which is crazy. As we see, the episode ended like that. So I don't know if we're gonna get different scenes in the second episode, but if you guys are really interested in me to cover the second episode like I did, tell me in the comments what you think, and please make sure to subscribe to the video, to the channel. I mean, yes, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to leave a like, and also tell me on the comments what is your favorite scene of this first episode. Because as you can see, in this episode, we are seeing Giantess Mount Lady kicking ass, which is so cool. I'm really expecting to see more stuff in the second episode because I'm really curious and I want to see everything that this anime is in storing for us. So, if you haven't known the actual name of the anime, it's called My Hero Academia. Do you know My Hero Academia? I know. Most of you guys, I think, know everything about anime. If you don't know, don't worry. Even me, I'm not like I'm not into anime, but I'm starting getting into anime. As you can see, this is I think this is how many I started watching like Seven Deadly Sins because of Giantess Diane and also other characters, but don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm going to cover a lot of anime. Yes, I know most of you guys don't like me to do like movie reaction, anime reaction, so you just want to sit and watch. It's okay. So as you can see, you have almost like 12 minutes to watch the anime clip of the first episode. And then if you are really interested in watching like the review, it's okay. It's really fine. So guys, tell me in the comments. I'm really wondering like who is your favorite superhero in My Hero Academia? Because I'm really curious because I want to know who is your favorite superhero. Because if it's me, you already know. As you can see, the channel it's dedicated for giantess characters. As you can see, we have Giantess Mom Lady, who's a giantess character, and also she is a superhero, so which is crazy. So to me, my favorite character is Mom Lady. Yes, Mom Lady, the cool superhero, tend to look so cool. So you know what? I'm giving her my favorite flag, which is so cool. Tell me in the comments what you think, and tell me if you want me to continue this journey of My Hero Academia, because I'll do so, because there's a lot of scenes which has giantess characters and different villains, because as you can see in this first episode we were introduced to two villains. One was Dinosaur Man, who had this head like a dinosaur and had this normal body like a human, and also we had this another villain who tends to like be like a green smoke, who had one eye, two eyes. Yes, who came to the sewers, which is crazy, and being chased by Captain America every time, which is crazy. Tell me in the comments, and that will be fine. Yeah, you see, you're looking at this. I just bought it. Yeah, what's that? I'm not like